Hi, this is James Garden of CineTechGeek, and I'm at Gold Medal, and I thought I'd drop in here to talk about the latest technology in making popcorn. It's one of the mainstays of a cinema. We sell so much of it, we make such a big mess with it, but you know, there's lots of things we can do with it. And I'm here today with, what's your name, sir?
I'm Matt Weber, I'm with Gold Medal.
And he's going to tell us or show us a few things that you can do with these new popcorn making machines here, and also how different type of popcorn can be made and how they can facilitate that now. So Matt, so first of all, just on this interface, I like this interface here, if you can see it, because it shows very quickly that there's different types of popcorn you can make. There's half loads and full loads, etc., to save time. Can you just quickly go over these sort of feature sets?
Sure. Just to reiterate, butterfly popcorn is what you normally see at the movie theaters, right?
Okay, all right.
So butterfly popcorn, we can have a salt flavoring, which is what you typically get. You also have an option for doing a sweet sugar that could go on the top, kind of like a kettle corn. We also allowed you to do full and half loads. So in order to run these programs, there's different amounts of oil, different temperatures for each one of these recipes, we call them. So for each one of these, there's a different recipe, and it's all programmable in the unit.
So basically, you push the button, set what you're going to do, chuck in the ingredients, and you come back when it's done in a certain time.
Yes. So once you set the recipe, you turn on all of your equipment. It starts to heat. As it heats up to whatever temperature you've asked it to, it'll tell you to load the popcorn. Once you've loaded the popcorn, you add the oil. Then you would add the sweet flavoring if you're doing a kettle corn type product. And then at the very end, it'll tell you to dump. So it steps you through each of the processes all the way.
So one of the big things I'm seeing here, it really steps you through. So it would make it easy for the training would be low.
It's a little quicker for the training, yes. We've never seen some of the other machines as well.
And so let's go over here. There's one other little thing we're showing here as well. And this is a touchscreen version of the same thing. Is that correct?
Yes, it is, yeah. So with this version, there's a lot more options, okay? Right. If I want to go in and change the recipes are all on screen. I can change them kind of on the fly.
Right.
It's much more visual. So changing the recipes is easier. There's modes we can get into for let's say once you've got everything set up, I can lock everything out so that when the user gets the machine they power it on, the only thing they can do is hit cook, and they can't change any of the recipes. They can't change any of the settings. It's a requirement we were asked to look into. So it's password protected. I'll change. The other thing we've got we also have reports. So in this case, we have an on-screen report where it tells you how many cook cycles we've done today, how many we did a week ago, and all the days in between. So with this control, there are also other reports that you can look at as well. You can look at all the cook cycles that you've done. That's downloadable to a USB. So you can actually download that, load it into Excel. You can count how many cook cycles you've done, which means you can do inventory management. You know how much corn, how much salt, how much oil you've used. It'll even tell you when the people have turned on and off when they've dumped it, because they have to acknowledge when they've dumped it. So if you're having quality issues, maybe somebody's not dumping it on time, this is how you can tell.
It's fantastic. So you can basically track, and if there's any sort of inconsistencies in consumption or consumables,
exactly,
you can go back through these details,
yeah,
and you can figure out where it's coming from.
Exactly. This also has a nice feature because you can go into what we call view logs. This is just a log. So every time we've changed a recipe, it logs it. Every time there's been an error code or an error, it'll log that as well. So from a service point of view, for a service guy to come in and to see what's been happening to the machine, that'll help them get the machine up and running much faster.
Yeah, okay.
So,
anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very good. Yeah, it's good to see some new technology in popcorn.
Yeah.
A very important aspect of a cinema. Anyway, bye for now. This is James Garden, the CineTechGeek at CinemaCon 2019.